Great. Call to order at 6 o'clock. Wow. First order, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And next is roll call. Mr. Ham.
Present.
Ms. Raymond,
Present.
Ms. Afonso,
Present.
Ms. Miller,
Here.
and the students are excused. So we're all here. Okay. Early board comment, we've moved things so that the votes happen as we go through the agenda items instead of all at the end. So, like to get a motion to approve the May minutes.
I move.
Any discussion, any changes? Edits? Okay. Bob Ham,
Yes.
Del Raymond,
Yes.
Christina Fonso,
Yes.
Andrea Miller.
Here. I'm sorry, yes. Yes.
Someday I'll tell you about the governor of Montana, the convention. Okay, public comment. We have no speaker slips. So moving on, board member comments. Anyone have anything they'd like to say? Okay, I have one, which is the document that I passed out, which is the OTA report card. It gathered information from various sources that rate charter schools and rate schools. We are second in the county for charter schools academically. We also spend second less than all the other charter schools in the county, which number around 40. Okay. Moving on then, student report, there's none, no students right now. Office administrator report.
Good evening. Our current numbers for kinder is 30. First grade is 25, second grade is 26, third grade is 20, fourth grade is 26, fifth grade is 26, sixth grade is 25, seventh is 22, and eighth grade is 17, totaling 217.
So that's up from our ending enrollment, which is 212, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. Okay, thank you. OTA Parent Foundation report. We have that in front of us. And did this doesn't get posted online, does it?
No, she shouldn't have.
Yeah, no.
I didn't think it could.
Okay, well, I'll just read it out, I guess. This is from Jen, the president, says, hope you're all having a wonderful start to the summer. Apologies for not sending updates out of the country until late July. Mark, thanks for breaking bread with Nikki and Janelle last night and hosting happy hour. We did have our first happy hour last night at Jack and Julio's. We have 2 more scheduled, August 15th, I think, or I'm sorry, July 15th and August 4th.
I think it's July 16th.
July 16th?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's the thing I didn't print out. I believe that's correct. We'll have that up on the website, shortly. And, it's at Jack and Julio's here in Old Town, just down the street on the patio. Hosted drinks and appetizers. Okay. Continuing on with Jen's report, I think in terms of updates from the foundation, Alexis may have already filled you in during meetings or whatnot. Thank you again to the foundation who've all gone over and above this year to kick us back into the positive place we have today. The end of the year was a smash hit, much thanks to Alexis. The fiesta was a great way to celebrate and say goodbye to 2025, 2026. For the summer, Foundation Council members will try our best and attend happy hours where possible. Mark has some thoughts on possibly utilizing happy hours for more targeted connections, which that's the idea, is to get new parents, new families, new existing families, staff and teachers together to mix during the summer. That's my comment, by the way. Continuing on, Foundation will also be there to support the school for Family Day on July 24th. Rachel will be spearheading the uniform sales, and Alexis mentioned concessions. Depending on the number of available volunteers, we might do a small foundation fundraiser with items like pizza and pop or sourced out to a vendor. For the start of school welcome event, we are looking to organize for the first or second week back from school to get the most involvement from students and families based on last year's experience. I think that's it for now. Looking forward to setting up a successful 2026-2027 OTA school year. Warmest, Jen. Okay. Now to the April 2026 financial report. Danita, you're on.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. All right, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so here we are looking at the April 30th financials. And we have a cash balance at the end of April of $366,588. What we're looking at is a budget at second interim that was based on 201 students enrolled with 180.9 ADA. Our year-to-date revenues at the end of April are $2,546,166, which is 82% of our total year's budget. And that is 4.2% over what we currently had budgeted for the end of April. And this is due to some of the funds coming in a bit sooner than we had anticipated. So that is the LCFF, other state revenues, which are the ELOP, KIT, EEF, and the Arts, Music, and Instructional Materials Block Grant. And this is, we also had the CYHBI funds, and there was also funds from the donation and foundation coming in sooner. As for the expenses, we had $2,689,077, which is 2.2% under what we currently had budgeted. And this is due to certificated and classified salaries coming in under budget for the end of April. And then we also had books and supplies also coming in under budget. And this is specifically tied to non-capitalized equipment and materials and supplies. So at this period of time, we were anticipating that we would have a projected fiscal year end deficit of $37,000. And that is, I wanted to go ahead and update the board on this, just because it is a larger variance. With May coming in and just closing out May today, we are anticipating that the school is going to end closer to about $100,000 to $150,000 deficit, which is closer to what we budgeted at second interim, as you can see here. That is due to some of the items coming in over budget in the month of May. Some of those are specifically tied to OTA's building maintenance, legal services, educational consultants, and field trips. So with all of those, about 4 categories, the school went over budget about $100,000. So we are anticipating the fiscal year 25-26 to have an ending fund balance of $431,667. And then for the upcoming year for 26-27, some of this is a bit outdated. I'm going to go ahead and be updating the board with a financial presentation for the 26-27 budget. So I just wanted to pause and ask if there's any questions on the April financials.
Doesn't look like it.
All right. So next item that I'm going to share is the check register. All right, so here is the check register for the last closed month of April. Next item that I'm going to share is the 26-27 cash flow. All right, so the yellow item here is the cash flows from July to June. So one thing to point out is because of the overspend in the month of May this month, we're starting out next year with a smaller cash beginning balance. So we are anticipating some of the months that do show positives at this point to show negative cash balances. All right, so if there's no questions on any of those, I'm going to go ahead and jump on in to our preliminary budget.
Janine, I do have one quickie. The cash flow, cash end of period line, that yellow line, you're expecting, this is as of the end of April, right? That projection?
Correct, yes.
Oh,
And
Yeah, that's
so,
what I thought. Yeah,
yeah, so since we have more updated information and it sways differently from what's being brought to the board this evening because of the month of May being closed and the overspend, I thought that it was important to share that that month of May has a financial impact on the cash balance for the start of next year.
good.
All right, my apologies. I thought I had the 26-27 document ready and I do not. So as I'm pulling that up, I'm going to share the other documents that are part of the presentation. So while I pull that up. So the next item that I'm pulling up is the EPA resolution. The EPA resolution is the Education Protection Account. This was a proposition that was passed. This is a procedural item that gets approved every single year. And so this is included in the funding that OTA gets in their LCFF. And at the bottom of the document, you'll see that these funds need to specifically be spent solely on teacher salaries. So for the 26-27 fiscal year, we are approximating that there will be $41,736 of EPA dollars that will be spent on teacher salaries. And then for the 25-26 fiscal year, we are approximating $37,382 that will be spent on teacher salaries. All right. And then the next document that I have is also a procedural item. This is also an item that gets brought forth to the board every single year. These are, it is called, my apologies, it is called the Con app, and it is in regards to title funds. These are funds in which OTA has not received in the past, but that they do want to go ahead and apply for this year. So that is Title I, Title II, and Title IV. The reason in which OTA did not apply for these in the past is because of the demographic of student that these funds support. In recent times, OTA has officially become eligible to apply for these funds. Is there any questions on this document here?
Now, what's the demographic?
It's English learner and free and reduced children. So, Devin, did you have the percentage that OTA was previously that made you not eligible and then that you are eligible now?
Well, the threshold is, I believe it's 30%. We are always below 20%. We have now moved into the 29% range. Very quiet.
Did you hear that, Janina?
Did you hear me?
It is a little hard to hear.
Very low.
Sorry. That's uncommon for me, so I.
29 and 30. Need 30, that's 29%. Under.
Yeah, we're just still slightly under it, but we don't know what that number will, rise to for next year, so we want to make sure that we're on the back.
We were at 30 and 20 in this last school year.
No, we've always been below 30. 30 is the threshold.
30 is the threshold.
That's a qualifying
So we may be
threshold.
Approaching
Yeah.
it, if so, in anticipation, got it. Okay.
I believe honestly, we've advanced it a lot in the last 4 years towards this. I want to say that we were at like 18% when I first got, like 18 or 19%, like 10%, about 2.5% each year.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you everyone for bearing with me as I pulled up the budget. I am downloading it now. So the item that I have on the screen is OTA's budget for the 26-27 school year. What you will see on the left is our estimated actuals, and this is where we anticipated OTA to be ending this school year. And as you can see, that matches my previous April financial report of a deficit of 37,000. But as I mentioned, because this is more of a timing issue that we're still closing out the month of May and June, May coming in a bit over budget in those items that I had mentioned about 100,000, that we are anticipating this deficit to be closer to 100,000 to 150,000. So the budget that I'm bringing forth to the board this evening is in the second column. It's the 26-27 initial budget. And you will see that we are anticipating that next year, this OTA would be ending with a deficit of $71,067. So for us to oh yeah.
I'm not sure I'm following along with the appropriate paper.
We don't have that.
Okay, okay. Christina and I are.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
done with this.
Okay.
This budget, not that budget. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Janina, I just wanted to make sure we were on the right page.
And that's, you know what, that is my fault, my apologies. I did not include this one specific item in my board presentation, and that's why I had to go grab it because I realized I didn't submit it, so.
No problem at all.
Geez. All right, so I will go through the variance column. The variance column is going to compare the estimated actuals to the 26-27 budget. So as you can see, we are increasing enrollment to 21 students. It sounds like from Melody's report, OTA is at 217 students. And so we currently have 222 budgeted for next year. So not too far from that 222 mark. Then moving on down to our revenues, we have state LCFF revenue coming in favorably in the amount of $389,945. And this is mainly due to the increase in enrollment, as you can see, as well as some of the May revise as the increase in COLA is reflected here. Then we have federal revenue decreasing by 2,300, other state revenue also decreasing by 33,000, and then local revenue decreasing by 300,000. And I'll go into each one of those individually. Now we're looking at the expenses. As you can see, we have total personnel expenses coming in favorably coming in unfavorably next year, as there is an increase of 37,000. And then we have other expenses from books and supplies and services and other operating expenditures netting out as a cost save of 24,000. All right. So just to go ahead and break down those items line by line, as you can see for LCFF, we have a favorable variance, majority of that coming from that increase in enrollment. And then for our federal revenue, you'll find that this is decreasing by $2,326. This is due to the federal mental health. We have not yet received a GAN, which is a award notification for 26-27 school year. So that's why those funds have not yet been included on the 26-27 budget. Once we do receive that GAN, we will be including those. Now going on down to the other state, as you can see, we have favorable variances in mandated block grant as well as state lottery. These are increasing due to the increase in enrollment. The other state revenues, this is where we're seeing that larger decrease by 53,000. And so that variance is actually comprised of all of these funds here below. Some of these funds are one-time funds that the school will not be receiving next year. So you can see that KIT is one of them. That's the Kitchen Infrastructure Grant. We have the Student Support and PD Discretionary Block Grant that the school will not be receiving next year, along with Educator Effectiveness, as well as Learning Recovery and the literacy screenings. So those are a couple. And then one item that we were able to include in next year's budget based off of the projection of what OTA has received currently is the CYBHI. As you can see, that's at 93. So that is offsetting some of those one-time revenues that OTA is not receiving next year. All right, and now we're looking at the local revenue. So the big one here that OTA received this year was the CEFT grant. And that's right, Devin? It was CEFT, correct? Okay.
Yep.
That you will not have next year, as that was a one-time grant. Now moving on down to our employee salaries. So certificated employees, they are receiving a 2-level increase. So therefore we have a variance of $41,000 increase for certificated employees. Classified employees, this is going down in expenses by $14,651. And this is mainly due to the needs of the school. And so with those changes, we have changes in our employee benefits going up by $10,836. Next group of items for expenses is our books and supplies. You'll see that there's some minor changes, but that the big one here is that we are decreasing in our materials and supplies by $24,811. And moving on down to our services and other operating expenditures. The increases that you're seeing in some of these accounts, such as the insurance, utilities, those are being increased by 3%. And then the space rental, that is based off of the lease agreement that OTA has with the landlord. So that is why we're having increase there. And then you'll see some offsets with some decreases in the equipment rental. This is in regards to OTA's copier, as well as a decrease in the legal settlements and educational consultants. So other than that, we have the financial services, which is also an increase based on the contract, and then the district oversight fee, which is an increase. District oversight fee is 1% of your LCFF. So as LCFF increases, so does your district oversight fee. All right. So that brings us back to our summary page, and that is how we are anticipating a deficit next year of $71,067. Is there any questions from the board?
Janita, can you send that to Devin, and Devin, can you send that to the board tonight and post it? Sure. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark? Mark?
Yeah.
Sorry. Were we going to go through the preliminary?
That's what I thought that's where she was going next.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought she had to get it with the doctor.
Yeah.
That's why we put it last week.
My
the
apologies.
budget and the,
She is.
I went out
Yeah.
of order and now I'm all thrown off of my own presentation. So I will go ahead and put that on the screen right now.
No, it's like gone. How'd you go?
It's a good thing I didn't log off. I hung on.
yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So this is the official template that is going to be sent to the district. And it is everything that I presented this evening on the 26-27 budget. So that deficit that we were looking at of $71,067 is represented here. And this is what's going to officially be submitted to the district.
Yeah, just a different format.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that my budget's a little easier on the eyes, but
I agree with that entirely. Yeah.
well, that is all that I have for everyone this evening. And I will send over the budget to Devin now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Janina.
Thanks, Danina.
All right, see you guys next time. Bye.
There.
Teacher, oh, excuse me. Can I get a motion to approve the financial report?
I move.
A second.
Any discussion? Questions, comments? Okay. Bob Ham,
Yes.
Del Raymond,
Yes.
Christine DeFonso,
Yes.
Andrea Miller.
Yes.
All right, it's approved. Teacher liaison report. The last one, I was sitting.
Hi, everybody. Somehow we made it to the end of the school year. Since our May board meeting, we wrapped up with, some of OTA's best celebrations. Our kindergarten and eighth grade students celebrated their graduations, marking both the beginning and the end of their journeys at OTA. As the eighth grade homeroom teacher, it's always emotional to say goodbye to the leaders of our school, but I know our staff is very confident that they're ready for the next chapter of their lives. We also enjoyed our annual field day where the staff had a pretty good turnout in the teachers versus students volleyball game. And in my opinion, we ended the year with one of the OTA's best events that we've ever held, the Family Fiesta. It was a wonderful way to close out the end of the year. And then surprisingly, I enjoyed the dunk tank. I did get in there for an hour. As this is my final board update, I wanted to take time to thank the staff for allowing me to serve as their teacher representative for the past 2 years. It's been a privilege to share our updates and help represent the incredible educators who work very hard at OTA to make this a special place for our students. While this marks the end of my term as a teacher representative, as some of you may or may not know, this also is ending my time at OTA. After 6 years at OTA, I will be starting a new teaching journey closer to home. While I'm excited for this next chapter, leaving OTA is certainly very difficult for me. This school has played a very important part of my growth as an educator, and I've been very fortunate to work alongside very dedicated colleagues and supportive admin, and of course, our students, our incredible students. I want to thank the board for your service and support for our OTA community. I also want to thank my staff for everything that they do every day, often without recognition, to ensure our students feel very challenged and supported and loved every day that they come. It's truly been an honor to teach at OTA and to serve as the teacher representative. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.
Any questions?
Well,
So many.
I know, $6 a gallon for gas.
I
That
know.
was the breaking point, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
my $150 gas bill, weekly gas bill was, part of the decision for sure.
Okay, Mr. Phillips, your report.
The first item on my board report has been moved to the chair, so we will identify that item in the
Yes.
near future. The OTA instructional minutes, this is a document that needs approved by the board. It's a breakdown of what the students will be instructional time in 2026 and 27. Our students at OTA get an excess of instructional minutes. Kindergartners at OTA get 25,140 more minutes than are required by the state. Students in first through third grade at OTA get 11,445 more minutes than required. And our fourth through eighth graders get 7,845 more minutes than are required. According to our instructional document that shows how many minutes that they're in instruction and what is required. So that is for you guys to pass tonight. Hopefully that goes through.
And that's because they get smarter and smarter because of the great instruction they're getting. It goes down as time goes. Right?
Because there's more minutes required of the fourth through eighth grade
Okay.
students, but I like where your head's at, sir. I wish I could go with yours.
Okay,
Also, there's a document, it's something that has to be, I mean, both of the instructional minutes and the declaration of need are passed every year. Are brought to the board every year. The declaration of need is a document that needs to be approved by the board. It's a declaration of what we need as a school in order to keep moving forward. A lot of times positions require schools can't find those positions or are unable to hire them. So this is really a document that identifies if there's some sort of emergency hire that we need. In our case, I did mark that we do require a middle school math teacher under the circumstance. However, that job has been posted and we have, it seems like a lot of interest. I'll be reaching out to applicants tomorrow.
okay, hold up. We're not following the agenda. We need to vote on the instructional minutes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Can I get a motion for
Actually,
approving instructional?
Is there a question that I can ask
Yeah.
on this one?
Well, yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
just trying to understand 25,000 minutes more? Over what, how are we?
So basically, we're a full-time kindergarten.
Mhm.
And most kindergartens are half-time, so we're getting double. That's why we're way over what the requirement. is.
Okay, understood.
So that one, because we're a full-time kindergarten, we get way more than the average.
Okay, so that's why
why
we have
it's,
such a significant.
that's why it's way more excessive than the rest.
Yes, and then, so can you tell me about the other two then, where are we grabbing those extra minutes from?
Yeah, those extra minutes are just, so,
186.
yeah, well, we do more school days than are required by the instructional, minutes, and then also, because of the way our schedule is set up, we have students in what's called seat time more than some other schools. So as an example, middle schools often have like, walking periods every day that are 6 or 7 minutes between classes, where ours are 3. Like, there's, because it's really easy for us to transfer. Other kids gotta walk a full length of a building or something to get to their location. So we just make up minutes in the instructional ways in those areas as well.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the instructional minutes? Moves. Can I get a second?
Second.
No seconds. Any other discussion? Any other, and by the way, for every vote, you get a chance to
To discuss.
have a conversation, yeah. Any other questions or discussion? Okay. Bob Ham,
Yes.
Del Raymond,
Yes.
Christina Fonso,
Yes.
Andrea Miller.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. All right, now you can move on to
All
declaration.
right, my apologies.
Sorry.
So the OTA declaration of need, in our case, we are, writing that, or putting that we do need a middle school math teacher. And this is a subject of high need, however, it appears that, we're gonna be able to hire in that position and not need any type of emergency license, which is really what this document is about. It's to make sure that if we need some type of emergency license or to get somebody in, we have the ability to do so. So it is marked as into the areas that we were gonna require hiring. But that's really the extent of the document. It's just an informational.
So because it has to be board approved, you're doing that now.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the declaration of need?
Second.
Steve, second. Any questions or discussion? Okay. Bob Ham,
Yes.
Del Raymond,
Yes.
Christina Fonso,
Yes.
Andrea Miller.
Yes.
Yeah, that passes. Okay, moving on.
The last thing is actually what Janina brought up. It's the SF federal addendum, that attaches to our LCAP that allows us to access title funds. This is a document that has to be, approved by the board as it will become part of the LCAP. We had to define where that money was gonna go, if we received that money, which is, what that document is. So, really, we just need this in order to, like, from the board to attach it to our LCAP to be able to, access those funds from the Con App that Janina has, applied for.
That's the title 1, 2, 3, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Motion to approve. Second. Bob Ham. Oh, sorry. I broke protocol there. Any discussion or question?
Just have a comment.
Yes,
In
go for
the Paragraph on page 1 and the first paragraph on page 2, the year is not complete. It's 202.
Oh, yeah.
So what
It
page
says,
is this?
it says 06-17-202.
And the date, first paragraph on page 1,
So the Adobe cut off something.
Okay, so we just need to update
the date.
the date.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Here.
All this, house, so.
That's just on the declaration of need.
Yeah,
Numbers matter.
yeah, the year 2002 was a little different for education.
202, we're in the 80s.
Or 202, yeah,
Socrates knew what he was doing.
right.
Okay.
Eagle Eye, did you see anything else?
It's.
Yeah.
No, it's good. That's a good catch.
Same thing, same thing. I wonder why it's cut.
I think it probably just cut off.
It will be,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It'll be
required
fine.
me to put in
Yeah.
that whole year, so.
yeah,
Because it did it on both.
Yeah.
right. Okay, any other discussion or questions? All right, motion is seconded, Bob Ham,
Yes.
Dale Raymond,
Yes.
Christina Fonso,
Yes.
Andrea Miller,
Yes.
and that passes.
Who motioned for that? I'm sorry. Bob, did you motion?
Bob,
And who's second?
Andrea,
Okay, thank you.
okay, moving on to my agenda. We have the, board date set, or I would say recommended to the new board for, next year. The dates are moved later in the month with the idea that, CSMC will probably be able to, give us the report of the prior month instead of 2 months back. So it makes it a little more current. I think there's 1 month where the dates fall in a way that they probably won't be able to.
There's 2 months, November.
Is there two, November, December? Yeah, that's right. So this is basically this board's recommendation to the next board about the board dates. We'll probably need to approve that if a board member chooses to make any changes in the next board on this schedule. So can I get a motion to approve these dates?
I'm a.
I second.
Second. Any discussion or comment?
Yes.
Hoping it works, yeah.
Good.
Okay. Bob Ham,
Yes.
Del Raymond,
Yes.
Christina Fonso,
Yes.
Andrea Miller.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that concludes our formal agenda. We have a closed item to talk about. So we're going into closed now. It shouldn't take very long for those watching. More of an informational item for the board.
Good.
Okay, coming out of close, we have nothing to report and declare this meeting adjourned. At 6:59.
Right on time, ended early.